What happened to the music? Oh, we just started this? Okay.
Yeah,
let's
go
start
ahead.
it.
Like you were saying.
Yeah, boy. Listen to me. I like fair fishing. All right, that's enough of that. How's everybody doing? Let's all, number one, start with this. Thank you. Thank you to all our armed services out there. This is Memorial Day. Well, tomorrow's Memorial Day, but we won't be on tomorrow. But to all our armed services, thank you so much. I wouldn't be here today doing this without you guys. I wouldn't be doing this at all if I didn't live in this country in this time. Let's just hope everything works out for everybody in the future. And I'm talking to everybody. I don't care.
Mr. Poseidon.
Yes, sir. Stand by, Will. We'll be with you in 1 minute, my brother.
Yay,
Sure thing.
they're on.
Yes, sir. We got Will on tonight from 401Plugs. He's got his wife sitting down next to him, keeping him company tonight. I think she's giving him an extra scratch on the back there when he gets stuck on a question or two. But
No.
she's there to support. So, all right. So going back to everybody here. Guys, I've been making my way back. I freaking hate to make excuses, but it's true. You know, my ankle hurts still. And I just recently, in the last 2 weeks, honey, actually started to feel really good. I started not to walk like a duck foot on my left ankle where I broke it and stopped the limping a little bit. And I was able to pick up the pace. So slowly but surely, I am getting back. The thing that I can't wait for, now there's a lot of people away this week, and I hope you guys are all having a wonderful time. Hope anybody who's out there fishing catches a lot of fish. But I'm going to be going away next week, right, honey? And I didn't even introduce you. Hello to my lovely wife. How you doing,
Hi.
sweetheart? How's
just
everything going?
Recovering from that whole
Giving you a little
snafu.
chair there to go with it? Yeah, so tell me,
Yeah, we're gonna be
recovering.
going away.
Yeah, next week. I can't wait. Montauk next week. Yeah, what is this? Yeah.
And we're going to be going with Rick and Beth.
Rick and Beth, that's right.
You guys going to do some fishing?
Oh, we're going to do some fishing, all right. Nah, we're going to be spending time with you guys, too. I know that's a
Maybe
trick
we should
question,
all
so you
hang
could
out.
yell at me after the show, but, you know, I get it. No worries. All right, so,
We're going to all hang out
yeah,
together.
we're all going to hang out together. We're going to have a great time over there next week, which I can't wait. I cannot wait. Hey, where's that one where we do together, honey? You're like in the little view picture? Yeah, I want that view. That's a pretty cool view. All right, so anyway, let's say hello to some folks out there. This is where the sunglasses come off and the reading glasses are where? Did I leave them in the other room, honey? I did. Good thing you're closer to that room than I am. What a great excuse. I love my wife. Let me tell you. All right, let's light this light up. Put it up here somewhere. There we go. You got him, honey? Thanks, sweetheart. All right. Cheers. I love these moments. Cheers to my wife.
Oh, my God.
All right. Who's that? The Striper Hunt. Hey, buddy. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate you. No doubt about it. All right, let's say hello to some people. Night shift fishing. Hello, buddy. How are you? How's the canal doing? Got Danny DeMorales, my man. You got to leave comments, Danny, on last week's comment. You don't leave comments. Antagonizer Lures. Tony's Antagonizer Lures. How you doing, buddy? Got a couple of nice lures. I'll be using them on the surf. Maybe as soon as next week. We'll see what's up, see what's out, hitting out there. Try to match I like to say match the batch, because that's the way it really should be. It's not like I'm in the Navy and I'm like match the hatch, all right? So anyway.
Yeah, Carl, we're on. Are you getting the signal, Carl?
Carl? Where's Carl? Carl Newman. We on. Yes, we on, Carl. We had a problem, man. Catskill Outdoors.
Oh, yes. My knee is all good. Thank you so much.
And that's Catskill
for
Outdoors.
asking.
Catskill Outdoors, you could say it.
Yes.
Don't be afraid.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah, thanks for
Catskill
asking, buddy.
Outdoors.
Kevin Maltozo, my brother. The only cow bass man I know. How you doing, Kevin? Good to see you. Saw a couple of those pictures this week. Really cute one with Gio there holding one up. Oski, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Near Spring Angling. Right? Am I saying that right, honey? I always say it wrong. That's Spring Angling.
Any stripes angling?
Any Stripes Angling. There you go.
Northeast.
Yes, sir. Carl Newman, I said hello. How you doing, buddy? Jason Palmatier. How you doing? Regular on the show. Jason had a nice fish. We got that picture up, honey.
Who's that?
Jason Palmatier. He caught a nice fish this week,
you didn't
man.
Send it to me.
I'll send it to you right now. All right, so anyway, we're going to have on today Will from 401Plugs. Outcast, how you doing, buddy? Getting closer to that camper every day, buddy.
Kevin Maltese wants to know, where's the fish at?
Where's the fish at?
Maybe we'll ask Will.
The closest fish I've seen is my friend's fish tank across the street. Right now, yeah. What are you going to do? This is it.
That's terrible.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Will's going to tell us where the fish are tonight. Let's go over to Will right now.
Okay.
Let's introduce Will. Say hello to Will. Will! How you doing, Will? Bring him on in, honey. Hey, can you get us up on the double together here, honey? Do we have one of those where you can get up when Will let us in the picture?
All right, I'll try. Will,
Okay,
you go ahead.
thanks. He hates me. But anyway, 25 years is a beautiful thing. Will, what's up, buddy?
Oh,
Hold on. Now I got it. Go ahead, one more time.
Hey, Mr. P, Mrs. P, what's happening?
There you go, man. Now we
Scared
got
me for a second.
I shut the volume off. We can definitely hear the dog. It's a beautiful thing. I love dogs. It's fine. It's no worries. He's just communicating with Mr. P. He knows I'm on. He wants to be on too. Maybe we'll bring him on later.
And Mrs. Walker there too. How you
Mrs.
doing?
Walker, that's right. How are you, darling? Nice to see you.
Yeah, you
Good,
too.
good. It's supporting the husband is always a beautiful thing, and the support is coming along very nicely right now, if I might not say so myself. Correct, Will?
It is. She's going to let the dogs out for a
I
minute.
know. I see that. I see that. So, Will, how you doing, buddy? What's going on?
How's the fishing?
Doing well.
Yeah.
Spring's been good so far, hit or miss in, some cases, but what are you going to do? Get out there and fish.
That's it, buddy. It's all about the grind. I like the way you said that. Where,
Yeah.
you get out, you do what you could do. I know Bruce Bain sent me a couple of nice pictures during the week. He had a couple of nice slot fish during the week. And
Yeah.
Bruce, a big supporter of your plugs, too. I know he uses them and catches fish with the plugs. So, Will, let's talk about whales. No, I'm just kidding. Let's talk about you and the 401 plugs. First off, I'd like to start off, I asked this general question to everybody because I'm curious. I want to know how this started. So, how did this start, man? How did this start for you, this whole venture into fishing? Not just making plugs quite yet.
Yeah, so, I grew up real close to my grandfather. He was, from the Azores. And, fishing's a big part of their culture. And, I don't know, since I was like 8 years old, he took me scup fishing. I think you guys call them porgies down there. But
Yes,
some scup
yes.
fishing.
Yeah.
We were using spark plugs as weights and catching two at a time. And, 5 or 6 times into it, I started throwing a cast master. And these things called bluefish started hitting that. So that's really, where I got the interest to, fish for game fish. It wasn't just a bait fishing thing for me at that point. It was,
Right.
hey, I'm cool.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
the bait sit. I'll go catch these things on a retrieve, So yeah, it started that way, man. I was hooked instantly.
Right. I remember we were talking earlier, most of us, that's where we do start.
Totally.
Is with the bait. There are the dads that have started the kids straight into lures, but I started with bait. I know you started with bait also, you had told me, and then we take a little swing as we get older. We see these guys walking by in waders, and I'm like, what's that? And I'm looking at my Speedos I got on, and it's just not the same look.
Totally.
Yeah, totally. So basically, I got into lure fishing. I had to man up and get a pair of waders. I still wear my Speedos underneath, though. No, I'm kidding. But, you get out there with waders. It's a tough sport. I like to call it an extreme sport. Look, some people might not think it is, but there are people that go out on rocks, venture on rocks, squishing towards rocks, meaning, paddles on your feet with, they put little spikes in them just like corkers have. But they swim out to these rocks. Bro, it's an extreme sport for a lot of these fishermen. And I enjoy that because that's where a lot of my blood, gets pumped up, man, in my sport that I love. What do you think?
Yeah, no doubt. I was actually introduced to that kind of fishing, at like 13 years old from a friend. Grew up down the street from me. We call him Captain Seaweed. And
Right.
this guy was kind of skishing before anyone really knew what it was, or anyone who I knew what it was. You know, he was out there swimming the rocks, putting weights and hooks on rocks, and he would swim out to each rock knowing he had the tackle, you know. Um, and that was pretty intense at, 13, 14 years old, swimming out Sakonnet Point to different rocks where you knew you had your tackle. Just don't lose your rod on the way out, you know.
Right.
And we were
Right.
fishing. We were fishing with, like, Penn 704s, and we made it work with mono.
You're still doing that now, right?
And not as intense as I used to back then, but
Uh-huh.
I'm still, still rock hopping, putting the wetsuit on and going.
Sure,
but,
sure. So let's get a little bit into the plug. So you started, like we said, into lure fishing. You moved over to, bait fishing. You moved over to the lure fishing. So what got you into lures now? Because in the lure business, brother, and especially being buyer, and I know you're still a buyer also, you're walking by tables with, there's a lot of guys that make a lot of really pretty plugs. Whether they last or not, that's up to you to find out. If they're new and you haven't heard anything about them, you've got to use the plug to find out if the plug is good. Me, myself, I grew up with the Super Strike here in Long Island. That's where I started off with. Actually, I didn't. My first lures that I was throwing out were diamond jigs. I don't know about you. I used a lot of diamond jigs. I caught a lot of bluefish as a youngster, and I loved it. I really, really loved it. But when it came to looking for stripers and what other fish that I've ever caught with that, which is about in the 20 species mark, I mean, I caught a lot of different fish. It was always on bait, and I switched over to lures. So what got you now into lures and said, hey, man, I love this lure versus this lure? And then one day, bing, that little light bulb goes off, and you say, I want to build lures.
I mean, it really started with fly fishing, saltwater fly casting. I would make a raised fly out of, like, a chartreuse bucktail and my mother's sewing thread.
Right.
And when I caught my first fish on a fly that I made, I mean, you couldn't match it. Like, that was wild, I fly fish for many years. I still do, and I tied for many years. I had a pretty good mentor, Ken Abrams of Rhode Island, big in the fly fishing world. And then kind of, I guess I went to surf casting or spin fishing, kind of out of necessity, getting farther out, not having the time to find those certain instances where a fly is, the best thing. Some days you can do great on a fly. You can do 40 fish. There's a surf caster actually not getting anything,
Right.
So I kind of took a break from fly tying and fly fishing, and kind of out of necessity, I wanted to start building lures. I was like, hey, tie a fly, build a lure, and I work as a forester for my full-time job, so I have, I deal with loggers all day and native wood, that kind of thing. I'm like, hey, let me try this out, and it was almost the same feeling as catching the first fish on a fly, and then catching on my first plug. It's something special, and anyone who's ties flies or builds plugs can tell you that. And kind of the most joy I get is when I see someone sending me pictures of fish they're catching on my plugs. But kind of out of necessity,
Yeah,
There's
so
not
basically,
either-
I'm going to cut you off because I want to bring up the fact that you said, so you like fly fishing, and that's a sport
Yeah.
that, I have tried in the past. I think I'm going to get more serious into it this year. Believe it or not, my best partner who I meet out in Montauk and we fish all the time together, Chaz, that's Mount Kill, guys, for you guys to know. I think it's Mount Kill _ honey, or is it Mount Kill? We'll put it up in the bottom of the description later, but check him out. Big time fly fisherman in Montauk, and I go with him. He's with the fly, and I'm with the rod. He's thinking in his head, why doesn't he get a fly rod? I'm thinking in my head, why doesn't he get a surf fishing rod? But we love our sport, and this is why we do it. So what I'm getting to here, Will, and why I cut you off was you had mentioned you like making your own fly, right? You tie your own fly, right?
Sure.
So maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe that had something to do with it where you pushed over and said, you know what, I want to make my own plugs too, because it is. It must be a real good feeling to catch a fish on your plug.
It is, yeah. It's a yeah. There's no feeling like it.
Yeah.
It's a validation, and hey, whatever I made just worked. I just tricked this fish.
Yeah.
Obviously you have an idea of what you're doing, trial and error, but when it works, it kind of makes
Right.
sense in your head, and then I just kind of went from there.
I
And
I like your product. It's a good product. It's a quality product.
Bloodline Fishing Adventures says Will's Danny DeVito is absolutely deadly.
There you
nice, nice.
go. Danny DeVito.
Danny
I love
DeVito,
that one.
that's a cool
Love it.
name.
Love it. Love it. Absolutely. Cheers to that, Will. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
It's always nice to have a partner with you. So, Will, I'm working on getting on a new vehicle. I actually bought it. It's in your neighborhood, Flood. Yeah, that was the place I found it at. I've been looking for 6 months. They didn't have anything. Finally, I saw it advertised with some things that I wanted, which I thought it was a fake ad just to get you in there because nobody has them. And it turned out that he had it, and I bought the car within 5 minutes on the phone. That's a true story. Went there, met the crew there, the gang. I explained to them I'm not just a buyer from New York because they all kind of frowned on me. They wanted a Rhode Island guy, and I don't blame them. They want to save them for their buyers there that are looking. But I bought it right away. I think they were kind of angry because the kid who sold it to me was kind of young. But I guess, it happened. It happened. I'll be picking it up in a couple of weeks. I'll be there. And I'm really excited about that. I need the vehicle because the other one just doesn't handle what I want to handle on it. And I want to be able to live on the beaches a little bit. I spend a lot of money on hotels. I've been doing it for years. So maybe for the last 10-year career I have left, I hope it'll be 30. But by that time, I'll be, running close to my 100. So I don't know if it's going to last that long. But hopefully I'll be able to do it. You crackers, get off my channel! No, just kidding.
I've been here for 3 days. Get out of here.
But Ronnie M's out there. I want to say hello to Ronnie M. What's up, buddy? Also, going back to you now in the building again of the lures. I like your quality. Can you describe? Okay, don't describe. Just tell us first. How did you learn to make them? Who taught you to make a lure?
So no one taught me, man. I mean, there's a group that I'm on Instagram with a bunch of lure builders, and I really wish I had that when I started because I threw away so much money, so much time, just being too stubborn to really ask people. I was like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it, I'll figure it out. And yeah, I figured it out eventually, but I still relied on a lot of people to, like epoxy, forget about it. Like paint, certain it gets very in depth. Long story short, I taught myself, and some of my first plugs were very crude, just like some of my first flies were.
Right.
They caught fish.
Yeah.
But you want to be consistent in quality, and some guys they buy a plug because the paint job. They don't buy a plug because it fishes good, and I don't want that. I want to provide a plug that's going to catch you fish and look okay doing it. I'm not.
Right.
Not going for the fancy bells and whistles all the time. It's just, hey, does it work? Does it catch? Does it last you more than one season? Does it last you 50 plus fish? That's ultimately what I'm kind of shooting for.
Nice.
A big thing for me was sourcing wood locally. So like again, as a forester, kind of like farm fresh Rhode Island, like hey, farm wood local Rhode Island. So maybe our wood's not always harvested in Rhode Island, but it's coming from Mass. It's coming from Connecticut, rather than using Atlantic yellow cedar, which is a great wood. Don't get me wrong. Most plug builders use it.
A lot of them. I know a few that use them, but go ahead.
Yeah. Probably 90% of them use it. I mean, I use, red maple in my darters. I use red cedar in my needlefish. All my metal lips, I use Atlantic white cedar. And yeah, the weights are a little different. I like it because it's a little more buoyant than the Alaskan yellow. But there you have to match it with the castability, because it's not as dense as the Alaskan yellow. So you put a little more weight here and there. I mean, for me, I've had prototypes outperform the Alaskan yellow when I'm using Atlantic white cedar. So for me, it works, but.
I hear you. No, Will, you said that right. For you, it works. And for a lot of people, it works. But for a lot of people, too, they have their favorites. I know Alaskan cedar, man. That weighs. That wood weighs. And
Yeah.
at the same time, it gives you a little bit of float in the water,
Yeah.
that stuff. It's amazing because you'll look at it and you'll go, man, this is going to sink. But no, it
No,
doesn't
right,
sink.
right.
It's a slow sink, and it's a nice, it holds its level nicely, man. And I'm not putting you down at all. I love the way you use your neighborhood wood there. I mean, I know you're not going around chopping the guy's tree. What are you doing, Will? I told you not this time.
No. It's all sustainably harvested. All of what I use,
Right.
again, being in the forestry industry, we're always, the wood that I harvest isn't coming from a solar farm. It's always going to be a forest. It's a tree farm essentially. We're going to harvest this, and then 100 years, that person's relative's going to harvest it. That kind
Right.
of thing. But yeah, just a shout out. I mean, Bobby from Back Bay. That dude helped me out so much, just asking questions. Some of these guys have been doing it for a long time. Props to those guys, you know.
Yeah.
And they took me under their wing, and they didn't hold back. And any question I asked, they were willing to help. And I see myself doing it for other plug builders now.
Yeah.
Which, I never thought I would be. I've only been doing it for like 4 years. It's like,
Right.
don't ask me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I gotta tell you, Will. No, you do ask Will, because he knows now. He knows the secret of plug building, and the secret of plug building is caring about your product. And you mentioned Bobby of Back Bay Plugs.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
that guy's one of the top in the industry. That guy, he's
Yeah.
very nice. Hopefully, I'll be making a video with him soon enough. He wants me to come over. We'll do a full video, top to bottom, on plug making by Bobby there in Back Bay Plugs. Like you said, that guy
Good dude.
he's a good dude, and he cares about his product. You see his Instagram pics all the time. He's consistently advertising them new product, new stuff. Good for him, and hopefully I'll be getting together with him one day, and hopefully I'll be catching a fish on his product also.
Well, they catch.
Will, for 1 second, just for 1 second, I have to tell you, you lifted up that glass, and I had my head down. And when I looked up and I saw you holding that glass, it pretty much camouflaged with your shirt. And all I saw,
Let me see.
just do that again, watch. Really quick, like turn it more towards the blue side, the dark. See now? So it got camouflaged a little bit. And all I saw was that white, we're not done yet.
Okay.
I saw that white little straw and put it up to your mouth. I thought he was lighting a joint for a minute. I'm like, what is he doing? Not on the show, Will. Stop.
As long as the straw wasn't up my nose, I'll be right.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Will.
That's
Cheers to
crazy.
that, buddy, man.
Hey, cheers to that.
Yep, no doubt about it. So, going back to the plug making again. So, you started making your own plugs, and you realized, hey, I got to do this, got to do that. You took the kinks out. You started really learning how to make plugs right. And then you probably started saying, hey, if I do it a little bit this way, then I'll get this kind of motion. So I know you're at that point right now. You're building the plugs. You're selling the plugs. Now, personally, I had your plugs in my bonus boxes last year at the Poseidon Challenge, which was freaking awesome, man. Had a great time last year. But I'm proud to have your plugs. I have some flags there fluttering, and obviously your name was up there too, 401Plugs. If you come next year, you'll see it, and hopefully you'll be there with your wife, and we'll have a great time. I know a few of the guys from Rhode Island took that trek. Montauk is a beautiful place. So going back to you and the building of the plugs. So now you start building them, and so tell me, what is like your favorite plug right now that you're building that you really like? Not what people are asking you for, what you like, Will.
Oh man, I mean, the needlefish right now. I mean, I got a lot of confidence in building that and fishing with it over the past couple of years. And right now, I wish I had 5 more, and I'm down to my last one.
Really?
I wish I built more, because they're not a big seller at the shows, but I've been catching so many fish on them, quality fish.
Right.
And I mean, it's like any plug. Once you get the confidence, and maybe it's
Right.
just a spring. Maybe it's my favorite spring plug this year. I don't know.
Right, right.
I mean, I love the metal lips. It depends. I mean, right now, the winds have been a little tough in Rhode Island, just punching out there with the needlefish, and
Yeah,
it's getting it done,
Yeah. How about your pencils, man? Let's talk about your pencils.
Pencils are great. Yeah, I love my pencils.
Yeah.
I mean, they're nothing special. They're a great pencil.
Right.
They're gonna get out there. I make a 3 ounce and a 2.5 ounce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one right here actually.
Love your
It's
stuff.
a nice
Love your
pencil.
stuff. Absolutely, man. I love pencils. Distance, man. Distance. You want to get out there on a day like you just said. Yes, needlefish. I'll throw out a needlefish, but those pencils, man, they're like little bullets out there, bro. They get out there.
Yeah, they're like easy to retrieve. It's a very slow, walk the dog action.
Absolutely. And I will tell you, Will, if you make a 4 ounce plug, 4 ounce. Did you? You just made it?
I will if you want me to.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing.
I'd love that. I'd love you to go up to like 4.5 ounce, and if you can make a pencil, I'd like to be the first one to buy it for you whenever you got it ready. Just don't call me up at 3 in the morning. Eric, it's ready. What do you need it by? But yeah, man.
Hey, I mean, I could toy around with making a maple pencil. I mean, I haven't done that yet.
You should, man. I like that.
Yeah.
I really like that.
The world's your oyster when you're building plugs.
That's right.
I've had guys ask me some wacky shit. Wacky stuff, and I'm like,
yeah,
I'm not going to do that.
I have a little thing, Will. Okay, a lot of people will say, and I know you will agree with me. Now, from the areas I fish, such as Montauk, a lot of times you'll catch fish inshore, depending. Like, let's say one year I was out with Bill Wetzel, and we were looking for the sand eels. It was a full moon. It was the first full moon, which is coming up. That's why I'm fishing it next week. I can't wait. And you look for the sand eels. If you can pretty much come across those sand eels, you might luck out with stripers chasing them, especially if they're up on the beach, which is where we found them, basically, right at our feet. I'll never forget that night. Bill calls me over. He's got the flash on his mouth, pulls it out. Eric, get over here now. I'm running over. I look down with my flashlight. I mean, just literally, it looks like millions of eels all on the beach. Yeah. And then he goes, look, and he shines his light up a little. He goes, look at the water. They're boiling all over the stripers right in front. But getting back to these pencil poppers, I'm not going off the conversation, guys. I'm just trying to bring up a point that striped bass are caught up close a lot of times. But in reality, guys are swimming out to rocks for a reason. Why? Because it's going to get them out deeper water when they're casting. So I love believing in the long cast. Hey, if they're up close, it's eventually going to get to them. That's the way I see it, and I can have fun trying to catch one in the back, waiting one of those big cows on the bottom for those little scraps. So that's the way I like to believe. Bigger lures, I love bigger lures. I say bigger lures, bigger fish. It's not always the truth. You can catch a 30-pound fish on a bucktail, no problem. But I've watched the guy catch a 45-pound fish on a diamond jig. But let's talk more about your plugs. Will, what kind of gear do you like to use on your stuff, Will? Such as rings, hooks,
Yeah, so I use all VMC 4X to start with. I mean, everyone can replace it with whatever else they want. I use Roscoe split rings.
Beautiful.
Decent quality stuff. They're going to hold up. But if you're really going for that cow fish, you're going to, those hardcore guys are going to change them out to whatever they want anyway. Like, I might as well not even sell my plugs with hardware at that point, But
remember, a good fisherman can pull a big fish in with a 4X, depending on how you fish it and the gear you're fishing with.
Right. So, I mean, the plugs are all built with, all stainless steel through wire, croc swivels, Roscoe split rings, VMC hooks. Just, the run-of-the-mill, whatever decent plug builder uses to build their plugs. Leader, I'm running 60-pound mono and 40-pound braid.
Yeah.
250 and an ODM. ODM Frontier X is what I've been using right now. Pulled a couple fish in, the 30-pound class this year. Nothing over that, but it works, man. It works. It was actually kind of funny. I ran out of leader material, and I dug way down in my Dark Star surf bag, right? And I pulled out a 30-pound leader, and I said, what the hell is this? This was like from 2 seasons ago. It was like I didn't feel comfortable using it. You know what I mean? It just felt like a wet spaghetti noodle compared to my 60-pound mono. So I think in the last 2 years, I've changed in that aspect, just kind of upgrading all of my terminal tackle when I'm fishing personally. But,
right.
Whereas the plugs go, you could land a good fish on these plugs, no problem. They're all going to have quality materials, but some guys change them out regardless. And I encourage it. Hey, fish it the way you want, you know?
Right. Sometimes I got to be honest, I'm not always buying $35, $40, $45 plugs. They make some beautiful stuff. Outcast lures, number one, man. I love those lures, and I'll pay his money any time of the week, any time of the year. The guy makes a fantastic plug. I love his plugs. But
Thanks.
what I'm trying to say is that I also buy cheaper plugs. And you can buy plugs $15, $20. I can go to some of the shows, and those same plugs that they're selling for, the Tsunami, the lesser stuff you can get for that price, I change out the hooks on those. Usually guys like yourself, that's why I know beforehand, okay, this guy's got a fourth. There's no need to change this. And I can pretty much look at it and compare and say, yeah, he's got VMC hooks on. Go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry.
No. You're spot on, man. You're spot on. I mean, don't go buy an SP minnow and hoping. I mean, you're rolling the dice if you get into a 40-pound class fish.
You're done.
You might not land it.
A 30-pound.
Even a 30. Right. If you don't get a good hook set or.
That's correct.
No, it's like. But again, I get the hardcore guys who are like, I need 6X, I need BKKs. I'm like, all right, well, if you're buying the plug, you're going to change it regardless, So no skin off my back. But I'm selling a plug that's gonna land a good fish.
Yeah,
and even sometimes I'll switch my hooks out after one season if I even rinsing them. It's always it depends what chance you want to take. If you're out there looking for that fish of a lifetime, don't chance it. Always make sure you're ready.
Yep, no doubt about it. I've chanced it, and it seems that every time I chance it, I lose it. I know last year in Massachusetts, I was fishing with Jason Palmatier. I chanced it, and I lost two nice fish when I was up there. One of them was a lure failure on that. I had the hook bend on me. Depends how now the hook set is also. I had also... Somebody once told me if you get it hooked up here on the hard side of the gill, there's a good chance he will bend it over there. You're working with a hard surface, not a loose surface where the hook can move. On a harder surface, it's stiff, so he gets to be tighter in there and he can bend that hook.
Leverage too, yeah.
Yeah. So I want you to tell me. I know you fish primarily a lot with. That's what's his name? GT Greg. That's Godfather Greg.
Greggy. Yeah. Greg, Godfather Greg on Instagram. Yeah, he's a great dude. Met him a few years ago, and we, kind of became fishing partners. And he fishes with other folks too, but he's like my primary guy for testing. So it's hard as a plug builder. If you don't test your plugs in multiple scenarios and have guys who put time in on them, unless you don't have a life, you're not going to figure out if those plugs work. You know what I mean? So, like, most of my, progress and success is built on the guys who test my plugs. So Greg's one of the guys who puts his time in, and he'll throw my plugs and he'll give me honest feedback, and that's hard to come by sometimes.
Right.
So yeah, no, he's a great fisherman.
All right. Good.
He puts his time in, man.
Yeah, without a doubt. That you saw what he caught during the week, dude. He was posting them. Those things those things were bigger than I am, and I've gained quite a few pounds since I broke my ankle.
I was 5 minutes late on that fish.
Were you? Oh, man.
Yeah, I was.
That's some big stuff he's catching there. Yeah. So, that was my next thing I was going to get into, because I think that's all we heard from your wife was a sweet laugh right now. So, does your wife get incorporated with the business now? Does she get in, does she give you a hand? I mean, I don't expect her to be down there grinding away on the lake. Get out of here, I'm working right now.
She does a killer nuclear bunker pattern. She does like a parrot bunker pattern that she likes painting. She hasn't done it in like a year maybe, but if I beg her enough, she'll paint a couple plugs for me. But she's like she makes the plug shows happen for me. She's got everything together. This is what we're doing. This is how we're setting it up. I'm in charge of this. Blah blah blah. You do, you talk to the guys. I'll handle everything else.
Right.
I'd be lost without her.
Yeah,
The plug shows.
that's a lot of work.
I gotta be honest with you. What you should do, and there's probably plug builders listening right now, but what you should do is, guys should look into. They make like glass panels, like thick, and you can lay the plugs in there. Maybe 3-4 of them. Call them a full set. Make a name for them. And this is the series of this. With a nice background. I don't know if you want to do, whatever backgrounds you like. You know what I like, Grateful Dead. You can put a nice background to it, match it with it. And why I'm saying this for, and again, coming back to it, because I don't forget, your wife's painting. You said she's an artist. Do you paint?
I don't paint
Okay.
very often. I like painting.
She took some nice photos back here.
You know, I like I like.
That's
painting
it. That's the way you do it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I am pretty creative.
Okay, good.
But this is fun because it's something that we get to do together.
Yeah.
And it's how I get to support one of his favorite hobbies. You know, I don't surf cast myself, so.
Well, I want to say that I think you should do something like that. I think you should take, a 4-plug set or a 5-plug set. You can do 2 of the plugs painted by her, 2 of the plugs painted by Will Smith, and 1 plug in combination. No sex stuff allowed on my show, just to let you know. Future considerations. I don't want to see any kind of those plugs. I'm just kidding, anyway. And a plug made by you. And she said, "Shit." I want to see a plug made painted by both of you. Like a mural kind of thing. Maybe we can do a giveaway, or more so, not just a giveaway, guys. Something where we can have a raffle, not even a raffle, but where you can buy into it, and we can make a donation of that money to whatever society you guys pick. But it doesn't have to be a one-day thing. We can do this, advertise this weekly, but just think about it. It takes money to make a plaque and to build plugs. People have to understand that everything that we do on this show, it takes nice guys like the Striper Hunt. Thank you for that, buddy. I appreciate you. Why do I feel like I know you, Striper Hunt? I know you, man. Oh, do I know you? I know. Do you know him, honey? I feel like I know him. I know him. Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Going back to Will and his wife. So you like painting, and you do enjoy. Have you painted plugs? Have you tried that now?
Oh, yeah.
You have.
I mean, it was.
Oh, cool. Oh,
right
cool. So,
Oh, dude, come
wow.
on.
I didn't know that. Very nice.
I got to make her paint more. I mean,
Very nice. Very nice. I could see Will going, you know what? I'm going to get 10 more plugs ready. 10 more. And then, all right, honey, they're ready for you.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, that's all right.
she
That's
works.
all-
She works hard. She doesn't get home till a little later in the day.
that's-
We get to it when we get to it. And like I
Yeah.
said, I mean, this
Yeah.
is I got a full-time job. She has a full-time job. I love doing this. I'm making a ham sandwich on like a plug. You know what I mean? It's like it's not worth it for a certain price. And I got some folks asking me, "Hey, I'd love your plugs in my shop," and I'm like, "Well, I got to get like this much per plug, or else, like, what am I doing?"
Yeah, exactly. You gotta be able to do something. It's
Luke
a little.
is asking, how do we get his plugs? Are there custom orders you take? Are they in stores or
Yeah.
just online?
Yeah, you just hit me up through Instagram. I'm not really doing custom orders. I'm taking a break until about August when the
Okay.
fishing slows down.
Yeah.
I'll probably build a run around August, and depends how you catch me. If I feel like taking an order or two, I might.
Hit him up with the orders tonight, guys. Don't listen to him. Hit him up.
Yeah. So
I mean,
Instagram.
the folks the guys who've been supporting me since I started, I got them. You know what I mean? There's a handful of guys who
Yeah.
fish my plugs and have supported me, and I'm so surprised from that. I'm like, it's really reassuring. It's like, wow,
Yeah. Yeah.
I really, they love the plugs. I love that they love the plugs, and it makes me feel so good when they send me a picture of the fish on the plugs.
Right.
It's like
I
that
know,
makes it
that's
worth
nice.
it.
Did you see Lure Walker's post? He had that battle with the fish.
Yeah, on
Yeah,
one of
on
my
the
pencils
big-
he got from your thing. Yeah, for the Montauk.
Yeah. He knows. He knows you. If any lure, excuse me, man. What are you doing to me? So any lure that came into in the bonus boxes was a good lure, man. It was no
Nice.
chippy stuff.
Luke
It
is
was good
saying
stuff.
that's a great paint job. Was that the nuclear bunker?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
That was?
Ali
That's the name?
Walker, Nuclear Bunker.
So there you go. It's nice to have people online. It's like a rock and roll star once said. He goes, he got up on stage and he started singing, and the crowd started singing. And he goes, man, I never knew so many people knew the words to my song, and makes them feel good. Same as you. Like you got a fan out there who's telling you
Knows the
what it
names
is.
of your lures.
Yeah, knows the name of the lure. What are you doing over there, honey? Giving us the Farrah Fawcett look? She gets mad at me. She gets mad at me when I just go do that. I'm sorry.
No, but I mean, Allison's the reason I started selling plugs, really, because I did it for me, you know. And
Right.
she's like, "Yo, you're in the wood shop way too much. Sell those things."
Yeah.
Like, because I had people offer me money, and I'm like, nah, I'll build you one for free. Then it started getting to the point where I'm like, I can't really give these away for free anymore.
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough.
Yeah, so
enough.
it's nice. It's good extra money, but it's a lot of work. You know, any plug builder will tell you it's not. You gotta love it. You gotta love doing it. You know,
It is a lot of work.
trial and error. Oh yeah, there's one of my pencils.
Yep, that's the pencil.
Wait,
I think.
yeah,
But
Yeah, the lightning
Eric,
bolt.
you have to put the camera on you.
oh yeah, put it on me, honey.
Wait.
There we go. Yeah, let's put it on the overhead so they can see it even better. I'll put it up. There it is, guys. The 401 plug pencil popper Will Smith. He gifted me this a while back. Greg was on the show and he sent over some nice product.
Yeah, I gave that to Greg to give you. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm afraid to
That's pretty.
use this because pretty. He's got the little Grateful
I got
Dead.
the I got the bolt, the 13-point bolt. I'm a
Awesome.
deadhead myself, and like some guys who come to the shows, it's funny because they're like, "Got any bolts?"
Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
like, "Yeah, I got a few. Let me dig around for you."
Yeah.
You know, and it's always the same cats.
I love the way you got your mark there. It's just strictly 401.
Yeah.
Excellent,
401,
excellent.
man.
Love
Yeah.
it, love it. Good stuff.
Simple.
Good stuff. I love it. And I'm afraid to use this one. I got some of your other product in my bag that I do use. And I've caught some fish on yours, I could tell you right now, but I
Good.
always like posting like the bigger fish with the lures in their mouth. But
Yeah.
I'll get there. I'll get there because if I fish enough, I will get it. I can't wait for next week. Right, honey?
Yeah, Luke is
Yeah.
commenting. Patty from Tacklebox slays jumbos on your plugs.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
Luke.
Tell Patty to say what's up.
Tell Patty to send over some pictures to his Instagram.
Yeah.
Definitely, Luke. Tell her to send those pictures over to
Nice.
Instagram. Also, we got out there, I don't know if you know him, you probably know him, another guy in Rhode Island. He was next to you there. I think you introduced me to him. Antagonizer Laws, Tony.
Yeah. He's a cool cat. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Tony
He makes
was
some
there.
cool stuff.
Yeah, he does make some good stuff. You know, you guys in Rhode Island, and I'm not bullcrapping, man. There's a lot of good names out there that are making really good product. Also, I want to include in that Lawson Laws.
Oh yeah,
He
Scott's
he's
awesome,
up in
yeah.
Massachusetts, not in the same state, but still in the same Northeast, man. These guys know how to make plugs and they catch fish on them, which is great.
Yeah, and he's one to share information too within the plug building community. Like he's always got his arms open. He'll welcome any question. That's huge, you know. And I mean, I couldn't thank a lot of these plug builders enough for like doing
Right.
that, you know.
Right. No doubt about it.
And he makes some killer plugs too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember.
Pretty
I think. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but the way I met you was I know Charlie took me from upstairs on the show, and he brought me downstairs. He brought me over to Lawson Laws, which was next to you, also last year, same spots, right?
Yeah,
And
we were
then
both downstairs.
And then I
yeah.
came over and I saw you and your wife sitting there, and you were like, "Yo, I heard you're from New York. How much money you got?" No, I'm
Yo, are
kidding.
you the guy with the license plate from New York? Get out of here! No. I met you guys a couple of years ago. The first year I was at the Narragansett show,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, I mean, subsequently I became a member.
Sure.
And now I'm on the board. You know.
Yeah.
We did kids fishing day the other weekend.
I know. I saw the
Six,
post. Beautiful.
Yeah, it was a good turnout, and I mean, it's really, you know, it's cool, man. You know, we have capacity now in our club. You know,
Yeah.
we're on a waiting list now. You know,
Nice.
I don't think it was like that a few years ago.
Yeah,
So club's strong. We got some good contenders.
Cool.
Any club out there, challenge us. You know, see what goes on.
Nice. Love it. Love it. Hey,
Will
listen.
Churchwood is asking, any plug sale events coming up in Rhode Island this summer?
Not that I know of, not that I'm aware of, or anything I'm going to be a part of as of right now. I'm taking a break to fish, you know, and then me and my wife are going on our honeymoon about a year late to Italy in September. But I'll do a run before that if anyone needs.
That's nice. That's
So-
right. So it's a 1 year.
Yeah, but you got
Yeah.
you have to admit
Nice.
right now. You have to admit, man, is that great? Aren't you glad you missed your honeymoon on your actual wedding date now?
It's something
Kind
to
of,
look
yeah.
forward
Yeah,
I mean,
because now
she
you
came
get
back
to
from
go on it.
Aruba before.
Now you
Look
get
at
to.
her. She doesn't agree.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just made an enemy. I am so sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
actually,
It was her idea.
the wedding, is so much,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
we got married in September, and I already took away so much from his fishing with planning the wedding last
Oh.
year and getting ready for it that, I couldn't possibly
Aw.
take more time.
Yeah.
She's going to divorce me in October.
Yeah, so I waited a year, and then I'm going to take 2 weeks this year.
Oh, nice.
Away from
So
this
you guys are
rough.
going to Italy tour
That's
thing?
beautiful.
Beautiful, man. We did the Greece thing.
We were
Remember
in
we went to
Greece.
Greece? Yeah, we went to
Cool.
Greece. But we spoiled ourselves. We went for a month.
That was
We-
crazy.
we-
Wow.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
allowed
we're
us.
going-
They allowed us at work to compile my vacation. So the year before,
2 years in a week. Right?
I'll
Or
never
2 years
forget
in-
that
Yeah.
year because that was the year I was like, I can't take off extra days for fishing. I gotta save this up. I don't want to go to Greece. Let's just go to the island. We'll go swimming over there. It's the same water. And I was bitching. I was trying anything, and she was like, "Yeah, right. We're going to Greece.
Yeah, we're going.
That's it." So,
We'll be
but I
doing-
was.
We'll be doing a couple fishing charters out there.
Yeah,
maybe.
I was gonna say
that
so,
would be
man.
nice.
You got to get out in the deeper waters out there, but when you get out in the deep waters, you catch yourself some nice fish out there too.
Yeah,
No doubt
man.
about it. And you're gonna have fun at all the seafood places there, seafood restaurants by the water. Just eating. There is no dieting there. I don't want to hear shit about
We
not
love
eating.
eating.
Eat everything. Give me another drink. Give me another line. You got extra blow over here? Pass that over too. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just
I
kidding.
think so.
No, we don't allow that on this site. I'm just kidding.
No,
around.
no.
Like
Not
to
on
say,
the live.
yeah, I like to say a big hello to Vinny, Fishing with Vinny. Vinny fishes the canal up there in the, what is it, the canal we went to last year, honey? I love my
Cape Cod Canal?
There you go, Cape Cod Canal.
I
We
heard,
had a
I
great
heard the
time.
fishing up there was pretty good lately.
Yeah, it's been really good. I've been seeing the Instagram post coming from Vinny. Guys like Oski. Oski got himself a nice
Oski's
fish
out
the other
there.
day.
Night Shift
Let's not
Fishing is
forget.
out
Yeah, let's
there.
not forget about Night Shift Fishing is out there. You got a lot of good fishermen out there in the canal. It's a different ball game out there. Last year I was up there.
It's
I got
different.
lucky. The week I went, we got on some fish, and it was magnificent. Different kind of fishing, man. You got to get
It
ready,
is.
and when you catch fish, it's a lot of fun. You know, with the current and the fish swimming against the current, sometimes it is freaking awesome, man.
Wild.
Awesome,
It's
wild.
a good
yeah.
time. It's a whole different fishery, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. As long as the wife's not there, it's really great. But anyway,
Yeah, right.
other than that- no, I'm just
So
kidding.
bad.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
He's
kidding.
horrible.
Yeah, Will, get me another beer. Shut up. My wife's at the rock. So, hey, how you doing, honey? No. Another Coke, Will. No, not that one. The regular drinking Coke.
You're so
Yeah, very
silly.
good. Come
So
on,
Churchwood
please.
is saying pizza in Naples, Italy, €5, best in the world. Oh,
There
All
you
right,
go.
all right.
okay.
Pizza, Naples, Italy, €5. Best in the world. Gotta know that. Jason Palmatia, full moon coming June 3rd. Time to hit the canal. Jason, I'll be in Montauk Sunday night. That's June 4th. I'm going to miss Saturday. No big deal. But, yo, Ed Point, Surfcasting, what's up? My man's going to be making me a bag very soon. And we're going to have another giveaway. I want to say something about Ed Point bags. I call them Ebby Point bags. But Ed Point, it does make a great bag. I've done tons of giveaways here with tons of his stuff for one reason and one reason only. It's good. It's efficient material. Very light, and I love it. Durable, good stuff. So, again, thanks for showing up to the show, buddy. Yeah, boy. All right, so going back to Will. Will, what's your wife scuffling up over there?
Oh, she's mixing up
Lemonade, so.
a lemonade something.
Nice, very nice. Yeah, I got myself a lemonade-looking pineapple, but it's pretty good.
There we go. Well, yeah, happy Memorial Day to everyone out there, and
Yeah,
to all who's served our country and that's been lost. It's got to remember all that.
Yes,
Absolutely. and that's what
Yeah.
we.
Cheers to that. Happy Memorial Day, everyone. Cheers to that.
Cheers to
Cheers,
that. Yeah.
everyone.
Also, I want to say that, yes, I want to say that at the beginning of the show, I mentioned it for those of you guys that weren't here, to all the armed services out there. Thank you so much for doing what you do. I wouldn't be here doing this without you guys. And I'm not just saying that, I was lucky I was in one of those middle group guys where I missed some of the wars, but the people that put out there and, thank you very much. And God bless to the families and everybody else who is celebrating Memorial Day. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. All right, guys, going back to you now. So, to finishing this off slowly, we are at 8:06. It is Memorial Day. A lot of people got a lot of lines to snort tonight, so they'll be getting out of here soon. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Bad jokes.
He's a bad
I'll see you up
joke,
at Fenway for the Dead Show.
Yeah.
Oh God.
What do you mean it's over? All right. So anyway, going back, I want to make a few announcements, important announcement. Guys, I hit the 2,000 subscriber mark. There is people play 2,000 subscriber mark. So there's somebody that has certain names, I guess, and they like to play with me all the time, but that's fine. I did hit the 2,000 mark for a moment, so that did trigger it, and I'm going to be giving away a Van Stol, a VS, a 250 X2 series. Keep that on the lid.
Order, so
it's on order. It's coming. I've been looking for it today, but looks like I'm going to get it Tuesday since there won't be any delivery tomorrow. So, but I'll have it up and I'll post it on Instagram. I try to do the best for everybody out there. When you're dealing with Van Stol, you're dealing with the best. I wouldn't give out anything else other than a Van Stol and tell you to put it underwater and fish with it. I would not do that with any other reel other than a Van Stol. I've used them for many years. My first one just recently got repaired. I have that one now just about 14 years, right, honey? That was the first one I bought. But, yeah, Van Stol, I believe in them, so that prize is coming. That giveaway is coming, and it's going to be a good one. Also, again, I mentioned this is for the 2,000 subscriber hit on YouTube. Thank you very much for that, guys. What else did I want to mention, honey? Anything else in the mention? Other than I'm going to throw you off the roof later like Superman.
But say that.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. That's it, right? So going back to Will, anything else that you'd like to talk about? Anything about plugs, anything like that?
Well, I got a sweatshirt we can give away if you want.
Oh, man, that's pretty damn cool. So that'll be tonight's giveaway,
nice.
I guess. The 401 Plug sweatshirt, which is really nice, Will. We appreciate that.
So
You're a good
cool.
man. It is very, very cool of you to do that. You've always been good to me since the day I met you, a gentleman, and now getting to know your wife a little bit better. Not as good as you, but a little bit better. Seems like a sweet lady and a match to you perfectly. Yeah. And as long as you guys are snorting together, it's a beautiful thing. So my wife just banged the table. She got so mad. My wife said, all right, honey, I'm joking. It's a joke.
Oh, what's that, Will?
What's that, Will?
But it's kind of funny.
Okay.
Oh, my God. Yeah, a couple of years ago, maybe.
Yeah, right. We all were there a couple of years ago. But I like to also put in my my thing. We got Bill Wetzel's shindig is going to be coming up. And also his competition that's going on, which is you can find out everything on Surf Rats Ball if you want to join. You don't have to go anywhere specific. It's based on the trust honesty system. And what is it, hon? What is it? What are you banging your hand for? What am I doing wrong? You know, the people love the live fighting stuff. I'm sorry you got to do this in front of you, Will.
That was totally
It's a prelude of what is coming. We love each other very much. You guys are married a year. We're going on 25.
25
Yes, she's going off the roof like Superman. Anyway.
That's a long time.
Yeah, that is a long time.
Long time.
It's a long time.
Nice sweatshirt, Tom Hood says.
Yeah,
XL, I hope.
XL, yes.
Whatever the winner wants.
Whatever
All right,
the
there
winner
you go.
wants. Okay.
Yeah,
XL's
you guys
the
will
biggest.
contact Will
Fishing
with that.
with Vinny asking, does it come with a plug?
No, does it really? Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
here we go.
We've got the-
I was gonna
Which
say
one
no.
is it?
Oh my
Which-
goodness, that's a nice plug, Will.
What is that now?
That's almost
It's
like a
one of the,
double jointed there, right?
GT Pikeys with the Zinger tail.
Nice.
Oh.
So Mike Ben Zinger of Zinger Baits.
Yeah.
We always use his stuff because
Yeah.
really durable plastics, and he makes a great product.
Right. He does make a great product. I stand by his product. I always call his products the toughest lures in the world.
Yeah.
You
they're
compare
tough.
those plastics to other plastics, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You can go into a fishing store and buy a shad for $2. A nice one, bright green, juicy. But remember this: one cast on one fish You say bye-bye. You better buy about 10 of those. Why buy 10 of them where you can buy a 3-pack with Zinger baits, pay a nice amount of money, $700, and get you something? No, I'm just kidding. He gives you those things at a great price, man. Better than other people online that I've seen. And these lures last. Look at me. They last. I keep buying new ones because he is always coming out with different styles that I like. And they last. I still have his first ones that I bought. You know, I've gotten stripers. Look, here's one right here. These are one of his shads that he was selling at that time, 5-inch shad, purple.
That's a great, that's a great plastic right there.
I caught a 25-pound striped bass on this lure, and I keep it here. Got a lot of my plugs hanging of my better fish that I caught, memorabilia, except for the bolt. The bolt is not going in the water. That it gets a wax job every week up there. Are you kidding me? That bolt is something else, Will.
Carl Newman is saying, tell Will his SCS plugs catch fish. Love those plugs from 401.
Oh, that must be the South County Swimmer. Yeah, that's like kind of my flagship plug right there.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, this is actually
Is
one
that
with
it
the
there?
Zinger tail. So I got the short version with the Zinger.
I
and
got
the
that
regular.
one. I have that one too.
Very cute.
Nice.
Yeah, I have.
I always say, like, you know, I don't always throw soft plastics, but when I do, I'm throwing Zingers. You know, they're great. That's the only person I put on the back of my plugs.
Yeah,
Nice.
I got Adrian Ayala out there. I don't know if you know him, Will, but Adrian, I go fishing with up in Connecticut. He was the one who introduced me to Zinger baits, and the plug that the lure that I'm showing off here. Honey, can you put me on for a second? This plug right here, this soft plastic here.
This one here?
The shad right here that I'm holding, yeah. That one Adrian Ayala gave me and said, use this tonight. And that's what I landed the 25.
Yeah, man, they're killer.
Striper. Yeah, man, they really, really do. Great place to fish. None of your business where I fished. And good luck if you're fishing somewhere alone and a guy from Rhode Island finds out you're from New York. That's all I got to say about that. But other than that,
most guys are really nice. You know, a couple guys busted chops, but I mean, you're up there to fish. I go down there to fish sometimes. You know, it's no one should be busting chops.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. Well, you know what? Everybody that I've met, I don't know what it is, but you know, guys like yourself, you're very nice, man. You invited me to your home. I remember I saw your operation there. When I first saw you, I got a little scared. You look like the abominable sawweed man, whatever you want to call it. Sawdust. Sawdust guy.
Oh,
you
you were covered in sawdust?
I mean, he was covered. Yeah. And I was like, so what's up? And he looks at himself and he goes, what do you mean what's up? I'm making plugs. Let's make this quick. Give me my money and here's your plugs. Get out of here. No, but he was very nice. He had just bought his home. Beautiful home, by the way. Loved your home.
Thanks. Yeah.
Gorgeous, honey. You would say you want to move next to Will. Will is saying right now, I hope he doesn't move next to us, honey. I'd be at Will's every day. Will, how you doing?
There's a couple of neighbors that are moving soon, so hey.
Are they really? Yeah. Hey, let's go. Yeah. I don't know if you could stand it, Will. You know, think about it. It's nice. It's nice right now. Can you imagine knocking on the door and you looking at your wife go,
every day.
Shh, shut the lights.
Mr. Poseidon.
Is he gone yet? Boom, boom, boom.
Borrow a cup of sugar in my ass. Get out of here.
Stop the dog barking.
Yeah.
Nah, it's all good, buddy. I always tell all fishermen out there, so a lot of guys might meet through my site, don't go fishing every day. Don't go fishing every day together. You can go fishing every day. Just don't go fishing every day together. Not every day. Every once in a while, you can meet up and you'll be best friends for life. You start fishing every day. Doesn't work out. That's a life thing. That's a lesson you guys got to learn, the younger guys. Don't go fishing every day together. Less and less. And then you stay friends forever. Like I tell Will, it's great right now. Can you imagine this every day? So, Will, how did work go today? What the fuck? I look like the sawdust man. What do you mean how it went? Anyway, let's not curse on.
So crazy.
Whew, I get too excited on some of these shows. But anyway, Will, do you want to finish off anything else on this show or your wife there? Anything else you want to say to anybody hellos, goodbyes, thank yous.
Shout outs.
No, shout out to my homeboy Captain Seaweed back in the day, fishing fly rods, tying our flies, and thank God my wife is so understanding and puts up with my crap.
Yeah.
And the guys that Narragansett Surfcasters, awesome group of guys. It's a great community.
Yeah.
And then the guys who support me, guys who buy my plugs and fish them, and once in a while put me on a bite. I mean, geez, thank you.
Yeah. Nice.
It's awesome.
Nice. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you, Will. We appreciate you too. Big time, buddy. Thank you so much.
And dude, thank you guys for having me on. I mean, you do a lot for the Surfcast community. You and your wife.
I appreciate that, man. I really do. We work very hard at it, and we try to keep it all within us. This industry, Will, no matter how you see it, it's a lot of loners. I remember throughout the years, bait fishing, and you would see the surfcasters walking by. They'd take about a few casts and keep walking. And I would see them, and most of the guys were alone. It wasn't like two guys. Sure.
Hey, I respect that still. I respect the, being alone doing it. That's kind of part of why you do it sometimes, is to get away from everything and not,
right.
But if someone asks you, hey, how'd you do? I dismiss some guys who don't talk, but sometimes I'm like,
Right.
I'll say, hey, I caught on this plug to some kid, younger kid looking, it's a culture of its own. And I respect the old timers who are hardcore about it. But I'll take in like 2 kids a year. Taking 2 young guys a year is what I would say to everyone. If they ask you a question, answer it for them. And you never know. That kid could be the next big surfcaster,
Correct. No doubt about it. Listen, man, I appreciate you, Will. Good guy, you and your wife. And you know what they always say, every good man is a better woman. I can attest to that 100%. You're looking at my lovely wife here. Thank you, honey. You do a wonderful job. You help me every week. I love you over and over again for 25 years. We like to play around on the show and act like we fight, but I am definitely going to throw you off the roof after the show. But other than that, I do love you very much. And Will, going back to you and your lovely wife, thank you again, guys, for coming to the show.
And thanks for the giveaway, the
sweatshirt
the
giveaway.
and the plug.
If you want to hang out a minute, we'll just give that drawing away right now. Honey, you want to set up that wheel?
Okay,
we'll set up. It's going to take from last week's comments.
Yep.
If you guys had a comment in last week's live stream video, you will be in the drawing right now. Go ahead, honey. You could spin it.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's Outcast Laws. Outcast 1. Excuse me. Outcast 1. Outcast 1. So Outcast 1, if you're out there, you will win. You'll get the Poseidon 10-second countdown. 10, 9. Come on, Outcast. He was there at the beginning. I saw him. I know I did. There he is. There he is. How you doing? Outcast Laws, do me a favor. Congratulations on your win. You're a dynamite guy. I meet him up a lot in Montauk. This guy fishes with some of the biggest guns in the surf fishing industry on the Northeast. He's actually down from, I think he's from Maryland, but he travels up and down. He's got his little rig there. He gets back and forth, and I'll be joining him this year with my rig. I can't wait. But thank you so much, Outcast, for supporting me. Do me a favor. Just contact Will of 401Plugs on Instagram and send him your message there, your address, and what size you wear, and he'll send it to you. Correct, Will?
You got it.
Nice.
Thank you, guys.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. Hope to see you guys all next week. We'll be in Montauk. We don't know if we're going to be live streaming from there or from here. Most likely from Montauk, but we're doing what we're doing.
It'll be a little different.
It's going to be a little different. Should be lots of fun.
Enjoy
guys,
the rest of the weekend,
thank you so much. Let's go. Will. Thank you. And to his lovely wife. Thank you so much. Let's go.
Thank you, Will. See